Hello, this is for all the students at Meadows Primary in Telford, and I thought it would be really good if we tried to do a bit of coding linked to Treasure Island. So first of all, you need an island. So we've got an island with a couple of beaches and a little mountain, and then we've got a boat which we can see on the left-hand side. Now, to start with, we've created some code which I'm going to explain to you. But first of all, we need the basics. So the basics are we've got two sprites, a button sprite and a sailboat sprite. Button, sailboat. Now you can see that there's different bits of code that go with each sprite. So let's look at the button first of all. I can zoom in, there's a plus sign here. So when the sprite is clicked, that means the button, it changes to the next backdrop. So let's look at the backdrops. I'm clicking on the backdrop near the bottom on the right. So you can see there's two backdrops. Now you might guess why we need this backdrop as well as the one of the island. Just have a think about why we might need that one. So let's go back to the code. So that's the top left-hand tab. Click on the button again. The button sprite, which is there. So let's test it works. When the sprite is clicked, next backdrop. There we go. So why do we need this? Well, let's just make it big and have a little look. Well, we need it because we've got to say where we want the boat to start, the starting position. And you can see there's a coordinate grid which is split into 4 parts. And the centre, the very centre, is called the origin, 0, 0. And every point on there is represented, so that means shown by, 2 numbers. So, for example, in the centre, it's 0, 0. At the top, in the middle, it's x equals 0, y is 180. And then if you go to the very bottom, you can see it's x equals 0, y is minus 180. So you can tell that that's further down. And it's the same horizontally. On the right-hand side, it's 240, 0. And on the left-hand side, it's minus 240. So the first number, the orange number, means the number across the screen horizontally, and the blue number means the number up or down vertically. So now when we click on background, we can see our island. So I want you to try that, check you understand the numbers, and then what I'll do is I'm going to make the boat go to a particular pace. So if you just look at this code, I'll just take this apart. You can see now when I click on the green flag, the boat will go to minus 180, 150. I can change that to 0, 0. See if you can predict, that means guess, where it's going to go. Now, there's something wrong. We've got to debug it. So let's see if we can find out what's wrong. We've got to go to costumes for the boat, and we're going to have to zoom right out. And we've got to find the centre of this boat. There it is. So I've got to put that there. So say I want the centre, I'm just going to put it sort of there. Now, clearly there's something else wrong because it hasn't gone to the place I thought it was going to. So go to X, go to Y. Let's just try that again. That's right. Now I'm not sure why that actually happened, because if you look at the centre where the boat was, I just put a box round it. I went to convert to vector, put a box round it, and I moved the boat to check that that dot was in the centre of the boat. Now it's quite hard to say the centre of a boat. It's not like a circle, the centre of a circle, but I'm just going to put it sort of in the middle of what's called the hull. There we go. So now, if we go back to the code, we want it to point in a certain direction. So we want it to face to the right. It's no use being sort of as if it was sinking. Then we got a little weight. I'm just going to make this a bit smaller. Top, near the top on the left, on the right, there's a tiny little square, third icon across. And that means I can make these a little bit bigger. Now, I want you to try and work out what this does on your own without me telling you. Just this block of text there. Sorry, not text, codes, different instructions, commands we sometimes call them. To make it easier, I'm going to join them, and I need to put that back to the starting position, minus 180. Got to delete those. I've made a mistake there. Minus 180 and then 0. Let's just check that goes back. No, it wasn't 1. That's it. It was 150, I think. That's it. So you can see the boat's moving. Let me just make that bigger. And the reason it's moving is because I'm actually clicking on the screen. I'm on a tablet, but you could actually do it on a laptop as well. So try and work out what this code is doing and try and work out why we need that green there. And try and work out what that might do as well. That's called a variable because I can change that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to pause the video and just think about that for a minute, and then I'm going to give you the answers. Welcome back. So basically this blue one here at the top is saying forever. That means until we stop the game. The boat is going to point towards where I click the mouse or where I put my finger on the screen. And this move 2 steps means it's going to go 2 steps forward. Now that's called a variable. So it was 1 before. I can change it to what I want. And then, this is the most important, if the boat touches green, it says your ship is wrecked. So only if it touches green. So let's put it all together and we'll test our program. So I need the other background. Now it said the ship is wrecked. Let me make it a bit bigger. We'll start it again. So I've got it. I can actually try and avoid all these. Now, can you see I wasn't accurate enough? So what you could do is you could time yourself to see how long it takes to go around the island. There will be a second video for you as well. Thanks for watching.